This is Mike Franklin, the property tax guy, and today we're going to talk about how our judiciary works as it pertains to these small claims assessment review hearings. Behind me is all the judicial districts in the state, and I've done cases in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th judicial districts, and so I've had experience with dealing with all of those courts, and they can behave, very differently. But the main thing here is that if you do not file, if you're 1 day late filing your petition, your small claims assessment review petition, your case will be dismissed. I had an assessor attempt to get one of my clients' cases dismissed, claiming he was 1 day late during COVID. You talk about sleazy. Well, and initially the hearing officer dismissed it, and he walked out of the room. Problem is, they're not supposed to make a decision from the bench, and that's exactly what he did. So, things got a little heated out in the parking lot, and when I was driving home, I had a chance to think about it, and I let him know. I texted him. I said, "You can't make decisions from the bench, and the petition was not filed late. You need to reconvene this hearing," which he did, and I won the case. But it just shows you how sleazy these assessors can be. I mean, the guy had been paying taxes in that town for nearly 40 years, and he wants to jerk him around on a technicality like that. And I know he did a young guy and dismissed his case because he didn't serve the school properly. Just the school doesn't even care. They don't participate in these things. He's just a sleazy guy. But today we're talking about the court. And so, like I said, if you're 1 day late, they will dismiss your case, the taxpayer's case. However, once you do file, they have 45 days to schedule your hearing. And so, what brought my attention to this issue right now is I just attended a hearing yesterday on February 28th. It was filed in July. They have 45 days to file. So this case should have been heard in September. And then they have 30 days to decide from there. So it should have had a decision in October. This is February. And what are the ramifications for them being, 6 months late on this? There are no ramifications, even though it's the law. Rules for thee, but not for me. So if a taxpayer is 1 day late, their petition is dismissed. But if the court is, months late, not a problem. Not a problem. It's not right. Also, once they schedule the hearing, they have 30 days to make a decision. I've had cases where I didn't get the decision, until February, and in this case, there won't be a decision, until March sometime. And they have 30 days to render the decision. And actually, I had a small claims case this year, and I didn't get a decision for 3 months. You're supposed to be decided in 30 days. What are the ramifications for the court breaking the law? There are none. So there's laws for the public to abide by, but not for the court, apparently. And then they went on, when I wanted to record the hearing, they violated my First Amendment right to free press, claiming there's no constitutional right to video record SCAR hearings. Well, the problem is that the Constitution was created in 1791. They didn't have video recorders at that time. I'm sorry, but my position on that is that the constitutional right is there. Constitutional right to free press, and if they're going to limit your constitutional right, they have to they have to have a justification for doing so. And they don't have them. They don't have it. So yeah, there is a constitutional right to record public hearings. And if there's a conflict with somebody else's constitutional rights, then the court needs to make a determination. But if there are no others' rights to protect, there is no conflict. So the hearing officer nor the assessor have any expectation of privacy. They're public officials. It's a public meeting. The public has a right to attend, so the only variable is the camera. And so what's their justification? The police have body cameras. The public can record the police. They should be allowed to record the court unless there's a conflict with somebody else's right, like a rape victim or a child or somebody under compulsory testimony. There may be conflicts with that. But anyway, so they think they can violate my constitutional rights with their policy, and it's just not proper. Rules for thee, but not for me. The judiciary does not want to be accountable to the public, so they don't want these hearings recorded so you can see the errors that their hearing officers make. And to me, I don't have a problem with people, making errors. I don't have a problem with the assessor making an error, but let's correct it. Let's get to the bottom of it and fix it. And when I was a SCAR hearing officer, I had absolutely no problem with people recording the proceeding. I was very proud of my work and the integrity of what it is that I was doing. That's pretty much it. The rules apply to the public, but apparently they don't apply to the judiciary. And what are you going to do? Sue them? The judges are making 250 grand a year. The law clerks are making probably 160 grand a year. Pension benefits. Go ahead and sue them. They'll hire more judges. And so, and who pays for those judges? That would be us. And so I've got a bit of a problem. I've got a bit of a problem with our judiciary not following their own rules and expecting the public to follow them. This is Mike Franklin, the property tax guy.